Hey guys, it's Anna with another art video, and yes, I know I post like not every week, and that is on me. I apologize. It's not like enough people are watching to notice though, so it works out. Alright, so what I thought I would do was kind of go over the Inktober's I've done so far so that I don't have a giant, massive Inktober video on the 31st, because that is just not the best, honestly. So, I have a little slideshow here. And so what I'm going to do is go over each of the pieces I've done and just talk a little bit about them. So this first piece says, "Beware," and it has a picture of a dagger, and then, "Is this a dagger which I see before me?" and the 3 witches of Macbeth. Now, this is based off of a photo that a friend sent me. She is in a theater school, and they were doing a performance of Macbeth, and so she sent me a picture of her and 2 of her classmates in the Macbeth witch getup, and so they decided to wear the veils. And I thought that looked so cool, and so that happened. Yeah. And alright, so this next piece, it says, "When the ground forbids it, I'll dance with you in the sky." And so my concept for this was I really wanted to have kind of an almost storybook-like feel where the viewer can see the back of the person's head as they look out a window. And then I wanted to have it be all Inktober-y and have maybe a witch or someone dancing literally in the sky. And I came up with that quote. And I was kind of thinking of, I read The Crucible recently, and that doesn't really apply to this that much, but I was thinking of witches, and I was also thinking how, gay women could have been accused sometimes. I feel like in The Crucible, Abigail was bi, and that played into stuff. I don't know. That's not that important, and I came up with the line, and I really like it. So that's what I was thinking. This next one is a mad scientist, and I wanted to do a reflection, and so that was fun. And then for the bubbles, I did a trick that Bailey J showed at one point in one of her videos, where I drip on straight up refill for the colorless blender. This next one is kind of funny. I was doing a giant chemistry project that it turned out I did wrong and had to redo. That's not important. But I was on the phone with my sister, and I realized I didn't do Inktober. And so I was like, yo, what should I do for Inktober? And she told me to do a zombie, except tofu instead of brains. So this happened, and I wanted to do the food in kind of like a bit of a Miyazaki style, and I think it turned out good, if I do say so myself. So yeah. We have a cute little zombie in the background being really excited for vegetarian ramen, because, I mean, it's vegetarian ramen, am I right? It tastes better than brains. It's my brain, okay? I'm crazy. So this next one is kind of cool. I wanted to do the gold eyes, because I was watching, I forget the name of this YouTuber, she recently collabed with Bailey J, and that's where I saw her artwork. And I was watching her, and she does really beautiful, relatively, pretty realistic portraits, and sometimes what she'll do is she'll do the eyes golden. And I wanted to try out that, and so I did, obviously in my style, but I did the golden eyes. This next one, I wanted to try drawing, a headscarf. It's not that exciting. It is loosely based off of a scene in Elite on Netflix, which I watched in a weekend because it was good. I enjoyed it. And at one point, Nadia is wearing the hijab, but her hair is also long and loose, and that's I just really liked how it looked, so I wanted to draw it. And yeah. This next one is kind of a fan art based off of Caitlin Doty's book, From Here to Eternity. And the cover art on that book is so beautiful. And so I wanted to try drawing the author in the style of the book cover. But it is off-center, which really, really bothers me. But it is not that important. So, this next one, I really, really love this next one. It's called Grounded, and it is someone who had wings. Maybe she was an angel, maybe she was a fairy or fae. I didn't really figure that part out. And I was thinking of this concept where if someone had wings, like, their wings would be so muscular from carrying them all the time, but imagine if they lost their wings, how much they would have to build up the strength of their legs to be able to hold them up. Because, like, we take our leg strength for granted. And so I wanted to kind of draw that. And so her wings are messed up, and so she has to only be on the ground and walk with her legs. And so this is a running pose. And in the stars you can see the silhouettes kind of other winged people who are not grounded. So that's cool. I was planning to have this video be so much shorter, but you know what? You can deal with it. So this next one is called The General. And I love how she came out. Like, I feel like you can get so much personality from that picture. And I purposely left the line instead of putting in her eyes. And I feel like it really adds something to it. I don't know. I was so happy with how that came out. Oh, this next one, I wanted to do kind of a cute Halloween-y thing. And so it's like a young girl. She's dressed up as a witch, and she's ready to go trick-or-treating, and she's on her porch, and there's her jack-o'-lantern, and she's adjusting her hat before she goes out. And so my goal for this Inktober was to do backgrounds. That was my goal. And so as you can see I've done that in the other ones, obviously, but also with this one, you can see I did a scene with the porch. And I was pretty happy with it, so that was cool. So this next one, I missed the day. I'm also trying to do them every day as opposed to just ending the month with 31 like normal. This one, I missed its day just because I was swamped with work. I had 3 tests in one day and I had to study for it, so yeah. So this one is called Meetings in the Rain, and it's this guy, as you can see, is encountering a cat in a rainstorm, and I love it. He's hopefully gonna take in the cat, and they will learn from each other. Alright, this next one is called Melted, and it came out cool. I am so happy with how that looks. It just looks so interesting. Like, I don't have a specific story behind it or anything, but I am very happy with how it looks. And it's interesting, the light effect around the head was not initially my plan. It was, I did not wait for my ink to dry before erasing the pencil marks, and it got all smudgy around the head, and I loved how it looked, and so I, really tried to accentuate it with the coloring. So yes, that is what I have done as of October 12th. Hopefully I will get this up by the 14th. This will be edited by then. And yes, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye. Oh, and tell me if you're doing Inktober. Tweet at me, RosemaryCat5.